My name is Nathan Cole, and for most of my life, my mother made sure I never forgot that I wasn't her favorite. My older brother Aaron was the golden child, the one who could do no wrong, the pride of the family. I was the quiet one, the dreamer, the one who took longer to find his path. When my father passed away, Mom made it clear she expected Aaron to take charge of the family business, while I was told to just stay out of the way. I didn't argue. I built my own life, slowly, quietly, learning how to turn small opportunities into bigger ones. What Mom didn't know was that I'd spent years investing behind the scenes, taking risks she'd call foolish but which eventually paid off. By 35, I wasn't just comfortable. I was wealthy. But I never bragged. I kept helping my mother financially, paying her bills, fixing her house, even when she never said thank you. To her, I was still the less successful son. Everything changed one weekend when I visited home and overheard her conversation with Aaron. "Nathan's just jealous," she said with a laugh. "He's broke and trying to prove himself. Let him play businessman." My heart sank, not because of her words, but because of how easily she said them. I'd been paying for her mortgage for the last 5 years, and she didn't even know it. The house she lived in, the car she drove, the account she accessed, they were all in my name. I'd quietly moved everything under a trust to protect her after Dad's debts nearly cost us everything. But hearing her mock me so casually flipped a switch inside me. That night, while staying in my old room, I opened my laptop and looked through every account. Utilities, bank cards, trust funds. Her name was still listed as a secondary user on many of them. I didn't feel angry. I just felt done. The next morning, I called my banker and instructed him to freeze all the secondary accounts immediately. I didn't take her money. I just stopped funding the lifestyle she never appreciated. Then I packed my things and left without saying goodbye. By that evening, my phone started ringing. Mom's name flashed across the screen. I ignored it. Then Aaron called. "What did you do?" he demanded. "Mom's cards are all declined. Her account's frozen." I calmly replied, maybe her broke, jealous son decided to stop being generous. He went silent for a few seconds before shouting, "You can't just do that." I replied, "Watch me," and hung up. Over the next 2 days, I received 92 calls, from Mom, Aaron, and even distant relatives. Every voicemail sounded the same: anger, guilt-tripping, and fake concern. "Nathan, this isn't like you. You're being petty. Your mother's crying." I listened to a few, then deleted them all. For the first time in my life, I felt free. Not cruel, just free from manipulation. A week later, Mom showed up at my office. She looked furious. "How could you do this to me?" she snapped. "To you?" I repeated quietly. "You mean after you told everyone I was jealous and broke?" She froze, realizing I'd heard. "Nathan, you misunderstood." I raised a hand to stop her. "No, Mom. I understood perfectly. You raised me to believe I was less. You mocked me even when I gave you everything. So I stopped giving." For the first time, she looked small, lost for words. "You can't just cut off your family," she whispered. "Family doesn't mock the one keeping the lights on," I said coldly. She blinked back tears, but I wasn't sure if they were from regret or embarrassment. I handed her an envelope. Inside was a statement showing how much I'd quietly paid over the years. Mortgage, debts, bills, everything. At the bottom, I'd written, "Paid in full, including the cost of respect." She left without another word. Months passed before I heard from her again. Then one morning, I received a letter. It wasn't an apology, but it was close. She admitted she hadn't realized how much she depended on me, how much she'd taken for granted. She wrote, "Maybe I was proud of the wrong son. Maybe I thought success was loud and flashy, not quiet and steady like yours." I didn't reply right away. Forgiveness doesn't come from guilt, it comes from growth. But one day, I drove back home. Mom was sitting on the porch, older somehow, softer. She looked up at me and said, You froze my accounts, but you also woke me up. I smiled faintly. Then maybe it was worth it. Since that day, things changed. Not perfect, but real. She began treating me with respect, asking for my opinion instead of dismissing it. And I learned something vital. Sometimes you have to stop enabling the people who hurt you for them to finally see your worth. Love doesn't mean endless forgiveness. It means knowing when to say, enough.